Our next witness is Steve Brown, the ACLU. Good evening, Steve.
Good evening, Chair and members of the committee. Thank you very much. I'm here on behalf of the ACLU of Rhode Island to express our strong support for 516. I want to focus on one particular issue, and that's the two-witness and notary requirement that would be repealed. Under this bill, you've heard testimony about the lawsuit that was filed that resulted in actually 4 elections in the last year and not having this witness waiver requirement. You heard Mr. Rock indicate that there were absolutely no allegations of fraud, but literally hundreds of thousands of people were able to exercise the mail ballot right without having to go through this very burdensome process. Mr. Marshall explained how people with disabilities are particularly helped by getting rid of this requirement. The thing I want to just briefly address is how not only is it's such a positive thing, but there's really no compelling rationale offered for having it in the first place. The argument that this is needed to address voter fraud really doesn't make any sense when you think about it. First, the two-witness requirement is completely ineffective because nobody checks who these witnesses are. The Board of Elections doesn't bother to find out if these really are witnesses. They're just names on a piece of paper. So it really doesn't serve as a bulwark that it's designed to do. And secondly, I would suggest that the two-witness requirement actually promotes fraud or the potential for fraud, because what you're doing is you're allowing two people, perhaps strangers to the person who is voting, be there and perhaps exercise intimidation, do things that you would not want them to do. If a person is able to vote in the privacy of their own home with nobody bothering them, nobody looking over their shoulder when they fill out the ballot, I think the public is better protected. And it also may be the reason that, as Mr. Rock said, Rhode Island stands only with Alabama in having this two-witness or notary requirement. So for those reasons, we hope that the committee will pass this legislation, and particularly the provision dealing with repealing the witness notary requirement. With that, I'll be glad to answer any questions.